Hello, and welcome to RIME Entertainment Showcase with your hosts, Rita and Mel.
This is Paris, the capital of gastronomy. With 115 top-rated restaurants, 1 million baguettes devoured each day.
Et bah c'est parti! So, what's this?
Planet Earth, home to a growing number of Homo sapiens and a whole lot of other creatures. It's a great place to live. But when it comes to the future of our small planet, the truth is, I've given up. And the odds are, so have you. What if there was another path?
I know I am a filmmaker, and there's no other choice for me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to RIME Entertainment Showcase Paris International Film Festival special. Today we are interviewing Rachele Fregonese, who is the producer of Riddles of Doom, and we're also speaking to actress Elida Pantone, who plays Charlene in the web series also. Welcome ladies to RIME Entertainment Showcase.
Thank you, and thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Pleasure.
So, first of all, congratulations on being selected for Paris International Film Festival. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, it's really nice when your work gets recognized and acknowledged. So,
Yeah, great.
Yeah, how about yourself, Elida?
I love it, especially because there are so many festivals around that we could choose and pick up. But we decided to concentrate on those film festivals that give you something more than just a laurel. And the Paris International Film Festival is one of those because it's full of promotions, and then Jenna Suro that runs it, it's plenty of ideas to make every filmmaker feel special. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to see the way they set up the online edition, because I know is going to be a fail tower and all those fancy things. So I'm really curious.
yeah, and also with the Paris International Film Festival, it's one of those festivals that really cares about independent filmmakers and people who are trying to create something new out of nothing, basically. So creativity is the most important thing. So
Yeah,
that's what that makes it even more special.
yeah, absolutely. It's about making that change and really promoting that positive message that all of you as filmmakers, actors and actresses that are doing superbly in doing. So thank you for creating these amazing films, series and documentaries. So we can only say thank you to you, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you for giving us voice.
No, you're welcome. We're here for you, and that's the main thing. So let's talk about your web series, mini-series, Riddles of Zoom. How would you describe this web series? What is it about?
Well, it's a web series created for social media, hence the short format of the episodes. And it's about a mystery and a secret that 6 girls have to solve when they find themselves in this Zoom meeting. So that's, in a nutshell, a very, very quick and short summary of it. It is also an experiment because when I've imagined it, I was trying to see if I could use the Instagram TV, IGTV, or Facebook Watch in a way more similar to Netflix. So to not just have, the recipes to cook this, or the funny video, or the tutorials on how to wear proper makeup, etc., but to also use it as a storytelling tool. Whether I've managed it or not, it's up to you, audience, watching it. But that was the attempt.
Wow,
that's so creative.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the way you're thinking there, Raquel. It's really, really good.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to think almost like out of the box, that you can use these platforms for so much more than, like you mentioned, the everyday thing that we see on social media. So that's really great. So obviously you mentioned a group of women together. Can you tell us a little bit about the characters involved in the production?
Well, absolutely. The reason why I write partially, or why I started writing, was to also create more roles for actresses out there, for females. Mainly because we've heard males' point of view for quite a long time now, and it's just nice to say, okay, let's have just a female cast, and that's all I need to know, is that they're gonna be females, and that's the only, they don't have to have the feminine aspects to it. It's just they have a female name and they are females, but the storyline can just be the same as if I was talking about a man. So the first thing I said, it's gonna be a short format, and there's only gonna be female actresses in it. And then I started to create the characters and figuring out why would this character meet in a Zoom meeting, because that's the only way I had to actually film it during lockdown with a very limited, basically non-existing budget. And so started to create the story out of those restrictions, if you want, or anyway, those ideas. And so I've started with the two characters that battle each other out. I'm not gonna, if I say the names, then I'm kind of giving away the ending. But I've started with those two characters, and then I've created the group around them. The idea is that it's a group of high school friends that, for various reasons, they have not seen each other for 10 years. And then they reconnect through this Zoom meeting they received an invite to, and then everything unveils from there. So I'm playing Letitia, who is a very strong character, a leader in a way. And then we have Zelda, for example, who is a bit more aggressive and upfront as a character. We have Greta, who is a bit more naive and a happy-go-lucky type. We have Iris as well, who is light-hearted and like a warm character. And then we have Faye, who is she's a bit of a mystery. You kind of need to read in between the lines, and so yeah, she carries some mysteriousness about her. And then there's Charlene, but I'll let Alida speak about Charlene.
Alida, tell us about Charlene.
I was waiting for you to explain. Well, there is that, of course, to me is the best one. And she is full of characters herself, but she's also a particular character in the story. She's trying to understand what's going on. She doesn't just try to escape what's happening. She is intuitive, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know. How would you explain Charlene? Because I think Charlene was one of the most complicated character, at least for my experience. And that's what I love of all the character, actually, because what Rachele wrote is something that, being an actor first, she actually concentrated on the opportunity for each actor to give the best of herself, to give really a real life to each character. But not only that, like, every character has strong personality, strong attitudes, even though they are not obviously completely out in every episode. But I like the fact that it's not just something written to tell a story. It's something written to tell the story of each character. And that's what I think is important to all the actors out there. I think more and more actors are becoming producers, because we have to, if we cannot wait for the role that it will change our careers, because most of the time the roles, if we are lucky, we get a commercial or something really simple, really light, until we get that life-changing role that is up to 1 in a million. So I think to find a small project like this, but with so much potential, and to write it around the opportunity to showcase what we can do more, it's wonderful. And so I can't stop thanking Rachele for giving me the opportunity to play Charlene, because it was such a complete and I don't know, challenging character that I have no idea how to explain it. So please, Rachele, do it yourself.
So there's another thing that I would add, that what I wanted to get away, I wanted to give voice also to different accents in the industry. So that's why when I approached the casting with Alida, we decided that it didn't matter that we all spoke a similar English. It didn't matter, you know, you can hear that I'm Italian, and Alida might have a slight accent too, which is different from the accent that Julia has, which is different from Ina's accents, or Kelly, or everyone speaks in their own way, and it is not an issue for the storytelling of it. Because I mean, there can be a variety of reasons why these characters speak the way they do. So that's also another element I wanted to kind of break away from.
I think that's a great way to bring that diversity in there, because again, it's so important. And again, you've got so many backgrounds, accents, cultures, whatever language we speak that doesn't get represented on TV and film, or it's like, you know, or even if you go to certain films, it's always the Europeans or those from a different land are always seen as the villains or something like that. And it's us, you know, it's a positive way of getting out of that and seeing us all in one place, being able to just kind of show that diversity in there. So that's a brilliant concept that you've put together there. Great.
And I think what also I like about that is you came together because you noticed, hold on a minute, if we still want to keep on acting, even though there's this pandemic, we have got talent. We want to make sure that we give to the world something that of our, you know, our talent, our art as well. So you're not stopping working, you're continuing to share the talent that you have. And I think just coming up with this concept and saying, you know what, yes, we're in a pandemic, but we're still going to do it. So, you know, female power there, go girls, because I think that's really good. I think more of us need to embrace that in ourselves. So because it's so easy to just sit back. I mean, When within the pandemic did you realize, hold on a minute, we're going to try something different, we're just going to give this a go, and how difficult was it to bring together?
So, well, at the beginning of the pandemic, I thought, okay, great, everything has stopped. I actually have time to work on the things I always left behind because I had other work to do or just life. I was in the middle of life, in the middle of London. Everything was always happening. And then everything stopped. I said, okay, I have time to actually do this. And then I started doing a little bit of that with various success, because then, of course, yes, life also has stopped. And then I had to add the layer of living in a lockdown moment with all the uncertainties of the case. And then, as I think everyone has done, I've started watching more Netflix than I usually watch. And I've started binge watching all these shows and saying, oh my God, I want to see the next episodes and etc. Or I would love to work on a production of this scale or on something like that. And then I said, okay, hold on a second. I know we are in lockdown and everything has stopped. But then let's see, what is it that I still have that could make something like that happen? So, okay, I don't have a big budget, so I need to create something that I can actually manage with my non-existing lockdown pandemic budget. I don't have the strength to pitch a project to Netflix and make it happen. As of now. I will build to that, but as of now, I wouldn't have that immediate power. And also I need, some business cards, some projects to show what I can do. And also to some extent, I need to figure out exactly what my capabilities are and how I can use my skills. Where can I reach with my own strength, and when do I need support from others? And then I looked around at what platforms I could use and I could release something onto, and social media was the obvious choice, if you will. And so I said, okay, but how do I do something that it's actually interesting for social media? Because if I do an IGTV video or series that it's 20 minutes long, no one will see it. Because I myself, when a video is more than 5 minutes, I said, oh my God, I'm never gonna watch it.
Exactly.
So I've started to create that, and I've talked to a leader, said, look, I have this idea, do you think we could do it? And she immediately jumped on board, and I've started to develop the characters and etc. And then we found AJ Lamb, who is a brilliant DOP that helped us with the technical stuff, because of course I come from an actress and writer point of view, producer as well, but technically I was not as skilled. I've honed my technical skills with this series, and then we started the adventure.
Amazing. Alida, how about yourself? Were there any challenges that you saw or kind of found within the recording? Again, I guess logistics, if you were filming across different countries, I assume there must have been some sort of challenges around that.
Well, I have to say that to me has always been something that I jumped straight into, this kind of challenges. So it wasn't that new to me to just try to find the way to do things with what we have. In fact, with Rachele, we already had experience filming our own short films in one day at home by saying, okay, what do we have? Zero budget, we have your home, my camera, what we can do that is professional enough with this. And so we wrote about that. So instead of starting from a story that is already written and try to find, I don't know, helicopters or whatever is written for it, we just do a check of what we have, and we write around it to make it the best way. So the real challenge was actually to organize the actors to be all together for these 6 filming days. And what I not regret, but the only thing that I think didn't quite work as it could have been is the fact that we all the actors being also in different time what's the word?
Time.
time zones, different time zones, because one was in Los Angeles, for example. So it was difficult to be every day, all of us there to give lines to each other. So the challenging thing was, for example, when I filmed and Raquel had to direct me, so she couldn't give me lines. And the other actresses were busy self-taping for another project or whatever. So I had AJ, our DOP, to give me lines, and he's not an actor. So, and also the fact that we didn't have someone in front of us, the other actor, to act. It was like challenging, but at the same time, a great skill that I think every actor should have, because I know for certain that in many film sets, especially the one with big actors, you don't always have the opportunity to have in front of you the huge actor that you have the scene with, because they don't care, you're just a smaller role. And some of them do, but most of the time you're there saying your lines to stand in. So I think it's a skill that it actually was good for us to practice with. But if we can next time, perhaps in season 2, I would love to be able to organize us in a way that we are all there to give lines to each other.
Amazing.
And also with that technology that will allow us to do that in the best way, because sometimes with different kind of Wi-Fi speeds, the communication comes later. And so especially when we do, there is this really cool cheer that we do when we meet each other with the brunettes. So we kiss and slap our hair and fist bump. And that it was like a completely out of speed thing every time we try to make it. And so Raquel, that also invented herself as an editor this time, had I think a tough time to put all together in a working way. What do you say, Raquel?
It was challenging in a way if you expect them that they have to be simultaneous. But then at the same time is a meeting that in the story happens through different connections. Therefore, even if we'd try now, we wouldn't look synchronized anyway. So it kind of works with the story. But it was a challenge to edit because, again, I had 6 screens, and to make them come alive and find a way to, because yes, it's a Zoom meeting, but then I've edited it not as a Zoom meeting would look like all the time. I've made decision to try and underline or highlight some moments or some reaction or some others, and to use editing in a narrative way, because that was the only tool I had. I couldn't have nice, amazing shots or trolleys paneling down. I had a video and a static image, which was interesting to make it come to life.
And I think that those that are watching it will not expect, those amazing shots, will actually like the fact that it is real, because
they can relate to it.
Exactly. So I think that's what's important, is that you've created that realism, and and obviously it's been shot in lockdown, so people are understanding of that. And I think even for yourselves, it's probably given you a whole different knowledge and skills yourselves just by working on this project. So we look forward to watching the mini-series. I think it's going to be really great.
Absolutely.
And so I hear that as there could be a possible season 2. Maybe.
Yes, I am kind of working on it now, and the only thing I can tell you for now is that everything will be challenged once again.
Okay, that's that's good. Please make sure you've got a line in there saying you're on mute.
I thought about it, and also while editing I was trying to figure out how to put freezing and that sort of thing. But then again, it's so common. I said, okay, let's try not to go for the
common one.
Expected.
But there is at one point someone that gets muted.
Perfect. There always has to be something around the mute button. So that's great. Again, congratulations, ladies. you've really pushed boundaries. You've basically shown film industries, okay, it might not be in terms of what everyone wants to do. Of course, film face to face is, is very different to what is done virtually because of the pandemic. But well done to you ladies for making it happen. You've really shown that we can do things outside the box. We don't always have to be within the same area or the same vicinity. We can still be creative with or without a pandemic. So I think, if anything, it's a round of applause to you girls for doing so well.
But also, like, if we were not in lockdown, apart from the fact that if there was no COVID, the whole idea would not have been created. Yeah. But at the same time, I wouldn't have had the chance to work with someone like Julia, for example. Yeah. It was unique. And yes, of course, working face to face is much better. But at the same time, this could be interesting because it could open up the possibility to work with people in the States, for example, or India or anywhere else. Even for people that do not have the massive budgets to actually fly people in.
Exactly. I just think it's showing that even in difficult situations,
you can make stuff happen.
You can still make stuff happen. And this, well done, you ladies, you're proof of that by putting this together. So thank you
and congratulations once
again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
We are truly all here. The brunettes from Oakwood High are back together. Oh my god, someone knows.
I'm not playing this game.
What truth?
I hate you!
I don't know who you are, but you've crossed the line!
You're gonna pay for this.
Today we are speaking to Cyrine Jarretie, who is the producer and actress of the short film Patient 27. Welcome to the show, Cyrine.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Lovely to have you. So first of all, I just want to say congratulations on being selected. How does it feel?
Well, this is so unexpected, for me and the rest of the team, because when you do a short film, you do it for the passion of cinema and also to give a great story for the audience. I don't do any projects with expectations like this, so it's always such a great gift,
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing, yeah. And again, a super talented team that you've been working with. So again, congratulations from us. So let's talk a little bit more about Patient 27. What is the story of Patient 27?
So Patient 27 is the story of the scriptwriter Sarah Brownie. She's a wonderful scriptwriter and producer from the United States. And she went through many trauma with men in particular, and she wrote a part of her story. So that's what Patient 27 about.
Yeah.
So you play the character of Isis. Can you tell us a little bit about this role?
So basically, Isis is this woman that fell in love with Dr. Henry, and also a man, but she doesn't know how to dissociate both people between the doctor and the man. Yeah. So she's a passionate woman about life, and she's under mental and physical manipulations. And that's basically her not knowing it until she realizes what's happening to her.
Wow. Yeah. So there must have been quite an experience to play that role. Talk to us a little bit more. How did you feel playing, especially where there was some mental and physical manipulation and abuse almost that was going on? What was that like for you being that role of Isis?
I'm most of all, I'm a person that fights for human rights, but also for women. So I'm a feminist. And this role for me wasn't just a role because Sarah is my good friend, and it's her story, and it's the story of many other women and even men. So I had to go through the process of her destruction she went through in order to tell her story and the story of Isis.
Yeah, yeah. Well, did you find that quite difficult, sort of getting into the role, and with all the stuff that she'd gone through? I mean, did you find it quite difficult to get into that role, even though it was a message that, yes, I have to do this, but just, differentiating, emotionally coming out from the role and then playing her every day? How was that for you as an actress?
Well, I don't work my roles or characters like in a traditional way. And at that time, I remember my personal life was also a mess, and I was also under like mental manipulations. And so I think it just was natural for me at the moment because I had so much empathy for the situation and the feelings. So it was quite natural, if I may say, that I just did it. I didn't work the role, the character, like I just was.
Yeah, so you were kind of in that moment and you just took it as it was. And I guess for you going through some personal struggles yourself, you were able to kind of show those. Yeah, okay. So I mean, within the team itself, it seemed like it was quite a small production team. What was it like working with a small team?
Well, it was very nice because for this kind of project and this type of story, you need to be really close to each member of the team because they give you mental support, and they are there behind you and behind each other at every moment. So I feel like it was just perfect that we were just like a small number of people on set.
Yeah. What's the message that you want people to take from the film when they watch it?
Basically, we did it in such a natural way so people can be touched the way they want. And I like when people either they can identify themselves to the story, or it might help them realize that they might be living a similar situation. Some people they realize already they've lived this and they don't know how to talk about it. So I feel like this type of project and story can help in many ways, and also open the minds of others that are not necessarily aware of this.
Yeah. That's a really important point that you've made there, because a lot of the time you will find that not necessarily that things will go wrong, but everyone is oblivious, or they don't realize what's happening to them. So I think messages that you're mentioning right now as part of the film is basically highlighting, hang on a sec, this could be happening to you, or it might not be, but either way you're a bit more aware. And I think that's a really important thing to be aware of. So that's excellent. In terms of like the journey after Patient 27, what's this any other projects that you're kind of looking to move into? I know you mentioned some projects before we started the interview. Would you care to share?
Absolutely. So I'm working with Jenna Suru, the creator of Paris International Film Festival, on a new TV show that's going to be about a woman that is a chef in France, in Paris, in a palace. And we are going to see also the struggles in the gastronomical world for women to make their place, among men.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
And I'm working as well on several short films with Sarah Brown that I've worked with on Patient 27. and also on different features with Sarah and Jenna that I would love to have both with me on set, you know.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Women empowerment.
That's exactly
Absolutely.
So just kind of going back to Patient 27, what would you say was the most memorable moment of filming Patient 27? Any particular scenes, of course, without giving too much detail, but any particular memorable moments you had?
Yes, absolutely. So there is a moment, you know, where it's a monologue. She's speaking like in front of the doctor. And that moment was very special because it's a close-up with the camera. And we were not that many people in the room. It's very difficult to speak in front of the camera without any cuts moment. And you have to stick to the script. That's the part that I rewrote in French the day before we shot, the night before we shot it. So Sarah is in front of me, and the moment I start talking, she just cries all of the tears out of her body, and I just have to go for it, you know? So that was the most memorable moment for me.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you think that the connection that you have actually brought the film alive in the sense?
Of course, absolutely, because I have so much respect for her as a woman and the strengths she has developed with all these traumatic experiences, you know? So she's my friend. She's someone I admire in the professional aspect. So absolutely, it is absolutely very important for me.
And I think it's so important that women like yourselves and Sarah are actually out there willing to share this message, because there are so many women who will stay quiet, who will feel that they just need to, you know, suffer in silence. But I think this film will actually show them, no, it's okay to speak, because I'm not the only one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think again it's just, you know, thank you to yourselves, the team, for bringing these messages out. You know, just reiterating what Rita just said, we can always remain in silence and not talk about the things that we experience, but when someone is ready to speak, and this is where this film has definitely spoken up for women, and even the future projects that you're going into, talking about the struggles that women face. I mean, you know, this is absolutely amazing, and we, you know, wish you all the best of, you know, what you're going to move into and what you've already done with films like Patient 27. We can't wait for everyone to watch it.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your words, because that makes me think that we do it for something, you know. Like each time I meet a person like the both of you that have such a great understanding of what people can live that is traumatizing, and I'm just so thankful that the message is just spreading out the right way.
And I always feel that there's a perfect time for this message to come out, and I feel now definitely is that time for this message to reach out to people who need it, and also who may have suffered for years with, you know, without having that strength to do it. And now, you know, there's never a wrong time to be brave and to speak out, and this film will definitely encourage them. So thank you for making this film.
Definitely. Okay.
Well, thank you.
No worries. But I mean, we'd like to congratulate you again for being selected for Paris International Film Festival. We can't wait to connect with you again during the festival as well. And again, just keep spreading that message. And, you know, again, viewers out there, make sure you watch Patient 27. And thank you again once more, Cyrine, for being a guest on RIME Entertainment Showcase.
Oh, that woman. I should be furious with that woman. But when I looked down and realized that I still had my legs, then I knew that she really loved me. She knew how I loved to dance.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for more RIME Entertainment Showcase.